Tippy time, my damies, Topcat here and welcome back to the channel. Today's build is about overshields. Did you guys know that the overshields weren't actually working properly in Season 18? This season they have been doubled in strength to give us that 50 HP which was originally intended. Knowing that this was going to be fixed inside of Season 19, I wanted to come up with a new way to abuse this, and this build does exactly that. This video will break down the entire build, but at its core, it's a shotgun and no backup plans. Its perk, Force Multiplier, when you have full void melee charge, shotgun final blows grant a void overshield and consume your void melee energy. Shotgun final blows will also give you melee energy. And this is the gameplay loop. Shotgun kills give you that shield, giving you the stones to get in and get aggressive. So this is a little bit of trade-off you need to justify as you are losing your melee charge, but if you love to shotgun, you're going to love these exotics. They can be really strong now. But it's one shotgun in particular that made me dust off these exotics to create this abusive build. The Dares of Eternity gave us the Wastelander M5 to craft, but it ain't just incredible in PvP, it can also slap aside foes in PvE. But it's the fact we can craft this with enhanced Pugilist that makes this the perfect pairing with the no backup plans. Pugilist. Final blows with this weapon generate improved melee energy. Dealing melee damage briefly improves this weapon's handling. This goes a long way in refueling the tank with that melee juice to work symbiotically with the gauntlets. It grants melee energy based on the power of the enemies defeated. You kill 3 red bars, you got a melee charge. 2 orange bars, melee charge. Larger targets, you can get a full melee charge with 1 kill. This allows for full-time overshield and works wonderfully for those close encounters where shit just needs to be dropped. The gauntlets are intuitive, so it won't take that melee charge if you still have max shield, but if a little bit is depleted, it will top it back up and take that charge. My second perk is the 1-2 punch, and although it got a little bit of a nerf this season, it still works wonderfully here. 1-2 punch, hitting a target with nearly every pellet in the shotgun, increases melee damage for a short duration. At standard, this is a 1.4 multiplier, but because we have the overshield, that pushes up the standard punch up to ×2, giving it a total melee multiplier of 2.8. What's great about this perk is you can punch boomstick multiple times on one target, or you can shotgun that guy and then kill his neighbor. Now Pugilist is a must on the Wastelander, but you can also have it on some of your favorite weapons like the BXR. Now most of you probably are rocking perpetual motion in this slot, but I would argue the stats on the BXR are already strong enough and you don't actually need it. Perpetual motion also got hit with a bit of a buff / nerf this season, so the activation times has shifted on this also. Our first aspect is offensive bulwark. Whilst you have an overshield or inside the water dawn, your grenade charges significantly faster, you have increased melee range, and increased melee damage. And for a bit of icing, melee final blows extend the duration of your overshield. Now for our melee, we're using the shield bash. This is primarily a movement option as you want to try and keep that melee charge for your boomstick kills. I've been using the magnetic grenades. They are great for targeted guaranteed kills. Bastion aspect, casting your barricade grants overshield to yourself and nearby allies, and empowers it, enabling it to slowly regenerate the overshield to allies bunkering behind it. This also extends the overshield duration. I like the rally barricade primarily for its cooldown. As for me, it's more about getting that overshield than actually hiding behind it. I've been running the Water Dawn for my super, and because we're using offensive bulwark, before we pop, throw out that grenade, because we're just going to get a free one once we do, due to our overshield. Echo of Provision Void Fragment, damaging targets with grenades grants melee energy. Offensive bulwark gives us grenade regen, so grenades charge melee, melee charge grenades. This is a very easy loop that you don't even have to think about, it just happens. Echo of Persistence increases your overshield duration. Echo of Leeching, melee final blows start health regeneration for both you and nearby allies. For our mods, Melee Wellmaker will make wells with a standard non-charged melee when we have our overshield. Reaping Wellmaker, after activating your barricade, your next weapon kill will create a void well. Bountiful Whales will make us spawn 2 whales every time, while the Tenacity, picking up void whales, reduces damage you take for 5 seconds. These mods are what I like to make me feel even tankier. I use Radiant Light with a plus 20 strength. Double Stack Outreach reduces melee cooldown when using your barricade. I love this mod as it goes a long way to this build, giving you that 100% uptime with your Void Overshield. Double Stacking Focusing Strike grants class ability energy when you cause damage, not kills, damage with your melee attacks. Plenty of space for ammo finders, ammo reserves, and ammo scabs. For your stats, ideally you want to max out both your strength and your resilience, and then balance out your discipline and recovery. This build is a lot of fun, my damies. The D1 Classic Gauntlet has been revitalized due to this Pugilist perk, and I believe it is truly a useful exotic now. But give it a go for yourself and let me know what you think. I'll leave a dim in the description below. If you are new, please consider subscribing and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified for regular build ideas and weapon crafting. If you've got any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and until next time, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.
Bottom of everything, he's the most tip-top, top cat.